Hi, so here's a little Excel thing. So I've created a thing with the people down the side and your events along the top. And where you had one and you put a 1 in each cell that the people turned up to and then counted, what I've done is I've made a formula at the end that just counts if it's got anything. So these could be Y's, these could be B's, these could be anything. And the formula at the end here is equals count A. Count A just means count if there's literally anything in there, and then your range. So for here it's H8, which is this cell all the way to O8. So that counts. So you don't have to put 1s in there. You can put anything. But for the colouring it blue, it is a bit more specific. So for here, what you do is you go, either you'll have a conditional formatting thing here. If you don't, you'll probably have format somewhere at the top and conditional formatting. And what you do is it won't have this, it'll probably have nothing. But I went format, conditional formatting. And then if you click add a rule, and then this is where it gets a bit tricky. What you want to do, and I don't know if it'll be the same on Windows, is find somehow. So on mine I go to classic, and then at the bottom of this menu use a formula to determine which cells to format. So if you click that, and then what I then did is I put equals, and then just pick one cell that you're starting with. So in this case I pick, in fact let's go down here, let's pick H13. So you type in H13, and then another equals, and then 2 inverted commas, and then the letter X, and then 2 inverted commas. So that's saying if H13 has an X in it, then do whatever you want down here. So what I pick is I pick custom format, and here you can pick, so on my font I pick the color of font to go, let's say lime green, and then my fill to also go lime green. Click OK, click OK again. So this formula is just because I was doing a little bit of a test. If I click OK, so now hopefully if I put an X in H13, hold on a moment, let's just go back to that one. What I forgot, I did the formula for what it applies to, but then you need to say where it applies to. So for example, I want this to apply to the whole of the 13 columns. So if I click this button next to it and select the whole of the 13 column, then now this means that if any of these have an X in, no it doesn't, why does it not do that? For some reason that says H17. Awkward. So equals H13 equals X. Click OK. Click OK. There we go. So when I put an X in, you can see I've put an X in there, and then as soon as I go off it, it then turns green. The X is still there. If you look up here in the kind of where the cell is, it still has an X. But it's just turned the whole lot green. If you wanted to, if you then go back to format and conditional formatting, we can then edit the rule, go back to the custom format, and we can say, well, the font actually we want to be red, and then the fill to be green. So if we click OK on that and OK on that, then now we can see what's in there. And then over here, if we just type in equals count A, and then select the range that we want it to look at, close the brackets, we can see there's 2. If we put another X in, we can see that goes up to 3, and then that goes there. Does that make sense? Hopefully. If it doesn't, give me a shout. But it's conditional formatting. New rule or manage rules will do the job. You need to get it somehow to classic and then use a formula to determine which cells. And then in here, this is part of the important one, equals the starting one that you're going with. So the first event we've got was H, say that we do it for the next one, 14, equals, inverted commas, the text you want to put in there, so either a 1 or X or B or A, whatever you're going to use, and then choose custom format and choose your options. And then once you've done that, if you go to manage rules, you then need to choose where it applies to, and you select all those options. Make sure that here, where you've got equals H13, there are no dollar signs. That's very important. You're okay to have dollar signs here, but you don't want any dollar signs there. I hope that makes sense, and give me a shout if it doesn't.